What are we doing?
Getting a haircut.
You're getting a haircut. And you're playing? You gotta hand back. Don't spray the phone. Don't spray it.
Sanitizer stuff.
Yes,
Moving a little bit.
Eagle one.
Don't hang out on the road.
Your hair's in a little top now. What are we doing?
Getting a haircut.
You're getting a haircut. And you're playing? You gotta hand back. Don't spray the phone. Don't spray it. Alright, I'm gonna get back to it. I haven't talked to you guys yet today, but I will later. It is almost bedtime, so I'm gonna do his haircut and let him shower off all the hair. We might need to cut it some more tomorrow night, but I'm gonna get all the shaving done tonight. haircut is done. He's looking so cute, but wanted to head straight into the shower because it was itchy. So we'll have to show you that later. You might be a little too wet to really appreciate tonight. But he's got a fresh undercut, and I cut off a good 2 inches off of the top part. I have 23 pink braids in the dead center in here to do. I feel like I did about 10 last night. I'm getting a little worried that I won't have enough sea green. This is my sea green here. It's cutting it close, so I've already started adding some of this blue in there. I have a row that I did in that blue about midway through my hair just for a little variety, and I started adding some more last night to my watch wants to update to try and save on the sea green. But if I really like this, I'm definitely gonna have to order more so that I can do touch-ups, because I'm not gonna have any left after this. I guess I'm making them a little thicker than I have been. I'm gonna gain weight from hair. Alright, so our day, I haven't talked to you. I've been like annoyed most of it, so not really in a state of mind to chat. Kids have just been really annoying. Sorry, it's true. Anyway, we slept in, which is lovely when you are staying up till 3 and 4 in the morning braiding your hair every night. I don't do it for that long. I like start at 1 a.m. so that's why it goes on so long, but I just need me time, and I don't want to immediately like get them to bed and do the video and then start braiding. I just want to sit for an hour and relax, so that's why my nights are so long. But we got up and my husband cooked some frozen cinnamon rolls. We had fruit because of the Whole Foods order, and then we headed out on our weekend walk. Jack stayed home. That's what he does. But we just did it was almost 6 miles. Every time we do this one loop, it's 5.94. So close to 6, but not quite. I saw a teeny tiny turtle. My husband pointed out he was ahead of me. I'm glad, because I didn't want to run over it, but we checked to see if he was moving. He was, so I picked him up and put him back in the grass since I had my big sanitizer with me. So cute. I hope he makes it. He's gonna get smushed if he goes in the path again. We also saw a boy get dropped off by his mom beside a big lake, and he was holding a big turtle and ran down to the lake to release it. That was really sweet. So the turtles were out in the forest, maybe because of the rain last night, I don't know. After our walk, I had a quick lunch, and I was thinking I was gonna make them like a travel bingo, a custom travel bingo would be so fun, but holy moly, they were so obnoxious. I couldn't do any drawings for it. I made it through 2 and I just had to give up. I had to stop and play with them. You saw the magnetile city I built, and just break up the fights, and everybody's just at each other's throats today. Jax woke up pissed off and grumpy. And then Sebastian's 4 and overreacts and explodes about everything, so not a good combination. But we made it to dinner time, and the kids just always want Italian. They want pizza, they want pasta. Those are the things they want. Husband and I are like, spaghetti again. So I asked if anywhere had eggplant parmesan. I do not eat the parmesan part. I don't have any of the cheese on top. It's just the fried eggplant with the sauce, and I like spaghetti on the side. He found a place. We'd never tried eating there, not even when we could dine in. I don't know really where it is. They do a lot of pizza, I think. It's one of those Italian takeouts that just have everything. But it was so good, and the kids really liked theirs. Jax, I loved his ravioli, loved it. And then I promised him some of my spaghetti because he was kind of waffling between the two. And I was like, get the ravioli. You can have some of my spaghetti. I know it's going to be too much. And even giving him some, I still have half of my spaghetti and half of my eggplant that I can heat up tomorrow if I want it. And we have a ton of tortellini because Sebastian only ate maybe a fifth of it, so they can split that for leftovers. He always eats leftovers better than he does his dinner. And after that, I had about a half an hour between dinner time and when I would want to start his haircut at 7:30. So I headed downstairs. Jax and my husband were gonna play Jax's new Puyo Puyo Tetris game together. And I headed downstairs, and Sebastian has just gotten into this routine of coming down with me while I'm doing sewing every night. I fixed a collar on one of Jackson's shirts. Got some kid masks cut out and got my thread all set up for sewing tomorrow. That's all the time I had. He was dying to go upstairs and start his haircut because he wanted to play in the water. We call it a hand bath. I give him some warm soapy water and some toys, and then I also let him use my little water sprayer that I use when I'm combing out braids and stuff. So that was a big prize. He's currently in the shower using that, loving it. I used to let him spray it like 3 times in the shower if he was being good, and it was like the biggest prize for him. Anyway, yeah, we came up, and I didn't have high hopes that I'd get this haircut all done in one go. Usually it takes a couple days, but I feel like, excluding a few random hairs that I probably missed that I'll see and I'll cut off later, I think I pretty much got it all done. And I finished, I'd say, at like 8:10, and we started maybe at 7:40. So that's pretty good for me. When I did my husband's quarantine haircut after everybody was asleep, it was probably April. No, it was probably right before we went on our other trip to the Outer Banks, so June. It had grown out a lot, and it was a task going in there and shaving it down. I kind of learned from that. And for Sebastian's haircut just now, his undercut was like that long, 1.5 inches, maybe like 4 centimeters. I had to scissor it down real quick and then shave it, and that worked so much better. I always have problems getting right up against the long part with the shaver, so I did some scissoring up there as well. I'll just have to see if I missed anything. He's got blonde hair, and it can be almost invisible. Like, mine was almost that light when I was little, but probably a little bit darker. My hair's always been in the medium blonde range. And then as I got older, the roots kind of got darker blonde, but it can fade out to white blonde by the ends if I get a lot of sun. It's hard to see all those little stragglers that I missed, so we'll see. They'll pop out and I'll cut them as I see them. Yeah, that was our day. Probably don't have a lot filmed. I'm going to put this together and be like, oh, I only have 5 minutes of video. Oh well, but what can you do? But not much interesting going on. A lot of this week is going to be laundry and cleaning and packing because we try to bring as much as we can, including like at least half of our food, and we have to bring bedding. They only give you sheets, and all of our beach gear in case we have good beach weather, and swimming gear and pool toys and pool floats, and toys for the kids for indoors, and the puzzles and the Legos and all the toiletries. And then the dog needs his food and his toys and his bowls, and yeah, it's gonna be a lot. So that's gonna be my week, and that's not very exciting for you, but it is what it is. Anyway, I'm gonna check on him and see if he's ready to get out. It is time for him to get to bed, and I will see you tomorrow. I hope you're all healthy. I hope you're all healthy and happy, and don't forget to wash your hands. You want to show off your haircut? Turn around slowly. Okay, close enough. Say goodnight, everyone.
Good night.